So you'll take the block the long way, and you'll kind of straddle it, and bring your, if it's okay for your knees to be together, or apart a little bit, and sit on the block underneath your two sitting bones. And just when you find it comfortable, if this is not comfortable for you, please adjust, right? This is not the be all and the end all. If you can't do it, there's always another way. But when you get resting on top of your block or sitting up nice and tall, close your eyes and just start to notice what's going on in the body today. You know, Saturday morning, I don't know what Friday night brought. Good morning. Hi, oh, is that Maria? Hi. Hi, nice to see you. So we're sitting up on a block with the block underneath two sitting bones. And we're just breathing fully, completely, and allowing ourselves to settle in and kind of center ourselves and get out of all the stuff that's going on around us. And it's still going to go on around us. And you know, it's how we handle those interruptions in our lives. You know, we can make them disturb us, or we can make them have no importance at this moment. So start to fill up the belly, ribs, and the chest with prana energy, chi, life force. Full, deep, beautiful breath. And then the emptying of the breath draws us a little bit more serene. Shoulders placed down away from your ears. And again, the collarbone spread. So just follow your breath for now as it rises from the base of your spine, circling upward towards the crown of your head. And continue to breathe. Good morning, good morning. Hi Renee, good morning. And so we're just resting on our blocks, good morning. Breathing, centering, calming, stilling. And everybody bring your hands to your heart center. Touch the thumbs to your beating heart. Allow your chin to rest towards your collarbones, just stretching out the back of the neck. Open your eyes, lift your head, and tilt your head to the right side. Release your left arm to the floor or out to the side if you'd like. Take your right arm and gently guide your ear towards the right shoulder. So just a nice gentle stretch. It's a good waking up thing. Bring the chin towards the right collarbone. Gently, never forcing. And then release the right hand. Bring the chin down towards the chest. Walk your fingers out. And then bring your hands behind your back and interlace your fingers. Point the knuckles to the floor. And then on this inhale, lift your head, your chest, your shoulders open up. Breathe, squeeze the elbows closer together. And then exhale, release the arms, sit up tall. And drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Left arm grabs a hold of the head gently. Walk the hand out, the right hand out to the side or maybe off the floor. Let's see where you're at today. And then bring your chin down towards your left side of the collarbones. And release your arms, release your chin, interlace your fingers behind your back. Take one finger over from the last time. Knuckles to the floor or the block, wherever you can. And then lift your heart, lift your chest, lift your eye gaze. More eye gaze than neck. Inhale, stretch the arms overhead, interlace your fingers. Turn the palms inside out and upside down. Exhale, round and curl, chin to chest, pull the belly into your spine. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, turn to your right side, left hand outside right thigh. Again, you know, if sitting in this position is not comfortable for you, adjust. Inhale back to center, interlace your fingers the other way, arms up. Exhale, turn to your left and twist. Left arm goes behind you towards the right side. Inhale back to center, interlace your fingers whichever way. Palms up, exhale, chin to chest, round your spine. Little cat-cow here. In Virasana, arms up, inhale. Exhale, cactus your arms. And then hug yourself around. Grab a hold of your shoulders. Rock a little side to side. And if it's possible for you to make some circles in the torso right here. Good. As full or as small as you want or need. Come on back to the center. Open up your arms and remember which arm's on top and switch the cross. It's usually, a habitual thing. Go to your left side and make circles. Just kind of wake up your body today. Make your way back to the center one more time. Open the arms out, spread them open. Turn your palms to the sky and then pull your arms overhead. Exhale, bring the hands in front of you onto the floor. Lift your hips up off your block. Move the block over to the side. Stretch your legs out, one leg at a time. And then come onto your hands and knees. You can take padding under your knees if you'd like. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Hips and shoulders width apart. You choose to tuck your toes or not. Dip your belly, arch your back, broaden your collarbones. Exhale, press the top of the foot and shin down as you come into your cat pose. Inhale, arch your back. Exhale, round and curl. So a little bit more than we just got sitting on our block, a little bit more movement in the spine and the hips now. And let's take this into some circles. Bigger circles than we've done before, but keep them as large or small as you want. And reverse it. And move back to your hips in child's pose. Stretch your arms active. So stretch the fingers forward, push the heel of the hand forward as you push the shoulders down and towards your tailbone. Inhale and exhale. Move the right arm underneath your left arm, palm up, and turn the back of your head towards the floor. Reach in two directions. We're going to stay in this child's pose, but feel free to, adjust if you'd like something different. Take another breath. Reach in two directions. And then inhale, come back to center. Arms out, head down towards the floor, chin or head, doesn't matter. Exhale, left arm underneath right, turn the palm up to the sky, take the back of your head towards the floor, reach your right arm forward and your left arm to the right side. Get nice length. Good, inhale, come on back to center, arms out in front of you. Come to your hands and knees, tuck your toes underneath you, walk your hands back towards your toes, and come into a low squat. And of course, if this doesn't feel right for your body, plant your feet on the floor and come into a forward fold. If you're on the floor, draw your heels together, drag your arms out in front of you, and walk your hands forward, hug your knees around your triceps and around your spine. Just feel the hugging of the arms around the knees around the arms, and the pulling of the belly button into the spine. Let your neck be soft, let it go. Inhale, walk your hands back in, lift your chest, bring your hands on the outside of your legs, bring your knees closer together. Come to your fingertips, or some of you will balance onto the floor, hands in prayer wherever you go. Take another breath, just find a little focal point that can keep you balanced. And as you exhale, place your hands down and now lift your hips. Separate your feet the width of your mat and just fold in the center. Send your hips from side to side. Shake out your neck, yes and no. And then find some settling in the center. Walk your hands back to your shins, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold and grab a hold of the backs of your ankles, just bringing yourself a little bit closer to your thighs. It might not be so close. For me, it's not so close yet. Right? The hips are just not up yet. Inhale, hands to your shins, look forward. Excuse me. Exhale, forward fold. Wrap yourself in half. Let your neck be long. Shake it out, yes or no. And once again, place your hands on your shins, lengthen your spine. Place your hands to your hips. Press down firmly through your feet. Inhale, rise to stand. Arms by your side, exhale. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead. Exhale, open your arms to a T, palms down. Fingers reach towards each wall or each direction, right and left. Good. Inhale, the right arm comes down, left arm comes up and over. Sway your hips to the left side. Rotate your torso a little bit more up. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, left hand down, right arm up and over. Shift your hips over to the right side. Let them go. And then rotate your torso open. Feel nice and awake. Like a big yawning stretch. Inhale, come back up. Both arms out to the side. Again, this time turn the palms up. Inhale, bring the arms overhead. Exhale, float the arms, push the air down, bring the arms back behind your back. Interlace your fingers, knuckles down, heart lifts, and forward fold again in between your two legs, which are wide. And this time, if you need a strap or towel to take your arms further away from your back, go for it. Shake out your head, yes, no. Inhale, release your hands to the floor in front of your feet. Rise to your fingertips, shift your weight a little bit forward so that the hips are over the heels and the knees are, softly bent or a lot bent. Keep looking forward as you walk your hands out again and again and again and again until they are in line with your downward facing dog for you. But our feet are still wide. So come onto your toes, engage your quadricep muscles, pull your pelvic floor muscles up. Look forward and shift forward. Remember, we're in a wide-legged downward dog, now a wide-legged plank. Resist the earth and push back to your wide-legged downward dog. Inhale, come high up on your toes, shift forward, high plank. Turn to your right side so the right hand is on the floor, the right knee can be on the floor, and the left arm comes up. Breathe. Pull the left hip towards the sky, pull the right hip towards the left hip, and perhaps the left arm goes up overhead. Good, release your hand to the floor and spin it back around. Bring your left forearm to the floor. Turn yourself to your right side so your feet are wide again, right arm is up. And watch how this happens, guys. Drop your left hip towards the floor and lift it up. And drop it down, and lift it up, and drop it down, and lift it up. So for those of you not in the know, we're in the middle of Thanksgiving, right? We're on day, 12? Come back up one more time, and then bring your forearms to the floor, turn to the other side. So right now we're on forearm plank again, hip dipping, right hip down and up. Breathe in, breathe out. We've got about 4 more of these. Working on our core strength, our stability. And let's make this one next. That might be 3 or 4, I'm not sure. Hold back to your forearm plank. Spin yourself down. Lower your hips to the floor. Lift your chest up. Wide-legged. Sphinx or seal without bending the knees. Nice work, good. Sit back to your heels, walk your arms back. A little sneak attack there, right? That was round 1. We'll find some more time. Inhale to your hands and knees. Step your right foot in between your hands. If you have blocks, place your hands on blocks any height. Send your left knee back far enough that it's not sitting on the knee, you're not sitting on your kneecap. And drop your hips down, broaden your collarbones. Breathe in. And into the breath out. Good, sinking nice and low. Spin your left foot over to the right side. Take the block on the inside of the right leg, right hand inside, left arm opens up, hug your knee and tricep together like we did a few moments ago on the floor with our knees apart. So hug knee to tricep. Inhale, pick yourself up, lower your left arm. And as you do that, straighten your right leg. And you might, you'll be a little off balance. You might even bring your hand towards the floor. Inhale, keep the right leg straight. Exhale, hinge forward. Right hand down. I'm going to take my block a little further back and a little higher up. Left arm up. Spin your heart open. Lift out of the right side of your waistline. Looking for space. That's all we're doing today. Is we're on a hunt for space. One more breath. Exhale, hands down. Spin yourself around. Keeping your front leg straight. Fold over it, toes up. Sometimes I tell you up or down. You can choose, of course. I'm just giving you a suggestion of up right now. Inhale and exhale. One more big, beautiful breath. Inhale, re-bend your front knee. Tuck your back toes underneath you. Now come into a neutral position of your downward dog, hips up in the air. Feet are closer. Inhale on your toes. Good, exhale to your high plank. We gotta do equal time. Spin onto your left side or drop your knee to the floor. Come into your side plank variation. Wider feet will definitely be a little, easier in the challenge. Never easy altogether. Arm can come overhead. Inhale. Exhale. Come back to center. Right arm down. Spin onto your right side. Knee down or up. Arm comes up in the air. Drop your right hip down and up. Just a couple rounds right here. I know we did this already. So think how strong you're getting in these places, in these ranges of motion, in these movements. And let's just take one more and hold. Breathe, not your breath. Bring your left forearm down to plank and spin to the other side. Right arm up, hip dips. Yeah. Might as well, because yoga incorporates a lot of core. And we do planks in yoga, so it's not like we're doing something so unusual. Just a couple more here. Hold it up. Back to your forearm plank. Feet are a little closer this time. Shift forward, open your arms, lower your hips to the floor, Sphinx pose. In your Sphinx, if you're ready, you can straighten your arms a little bit more. Allow your chin to come down towards your chest, relax your shoulders. Lower the arms, hips to heels, child's pose. Walk your arms back. Inhale to all fours. Exhale, step your left foot in between your two hands. Hands on the floor, blocks. Again, I choose the blocks, not because it's a crutch, but because it gives me more space. And I don't know, I guess at this time in my life, I'm looking for more space. More real estate in my own body. So send your weight forward, shoulders back. Big toe presses down, little toe, ball of the foot. Inhale. Then exhale, turn your right foot to the left side. Bring your left hand on the inside of your left leg. Hug your knee and tricep together like we did earlier. Right arm comes up. So I'm drawing my left hip towards my left arm and my tailbone beneath me as I turn the torso. Now take an inhaling breath. Come up, lean back, and as you lean back, straighten your front leg. Take your time. It doesn't have to be in one movement. Some of you will touch the floor. Lift out of your waistline. Inhale, come up. Left leg is still straight. Left arm down. You can move your block further back, higher up. Breathe in. Lift out of your waistline. So keep looking for that space underneath as much as you feel it on the upper side. One more breath. Look down. Exhale. Turn around. Spin your back foot forward. Toes are off the floor if they're not already. Straight-legged half split. Left hip pulls back, right hip pulls forward. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Rebend your front knee. Tuck your back toes underneath you. Downward facing dog from here. Hips up. Take a breath. Come onto your toes. Engage your quadricep muscles. Shift forward, look forward. Shoulders over wrists. Knees are elevated, so nice and strong. Elevated meaning pulling the knees up towards hips, quadriceps engaged. Shift a little forward. Choose to go to your knees or stay up on your toes halfway down. Inhale, upward dog. You can be in a low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog, hips up in the air. Commonly called a vinyasa sequence. You can take as many or as few as you'd like in this class. You can take extra chaturanga push-ups or skip them all together and still make this your yoga class, yeah? High up on your tippy toes, bend your knees, look forward, take yourself to the top of your mat. Halfway lift when you get there. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand, bring your arms with you overhead. Exhale, take the prayer to your heart center. Release your arms by your side. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale, fold down your way. Hands can go wherever you need them to be. Blocks are always good. Halfway lift, inhale. Bend your knees, plant your palms, step to high plank, shift forward, choose your way back to downward facing dog or even child's pose. Downward dog is where I'm gonna be, and we'll stay for a couple breaths. Inhale, and exhale. Good, so as you settle into your downward dog, notice the subtle changes, the shifts, moving your weight from your hands towards your feet, neck is long. Inhale on your toes, bend your knees, look forward, take yourself to the top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, let it go, forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand, bring the arms with you overhead. Exhale, bring the prayer to your heart center, arms down by your side. Inhale, stretch the arms up. This is Surya Namaskara A, Sun Salutation A. Exhale, hands to floor, shins or blocks. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step or jump back to high plank. And shift to your low plank or skip it and go to downward dog. And if you don't want to be in dog, go ahead and be in a nice, comfy child's pose. Every time you come to the pose, you just kind of, go over your body positioning, what's going on in the body today, how does it feel, am I in a good place? Inhale on your toes, bend your knees, look forward, take yourself to the top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, press down to rise up. Bring your hands up and overhead and down to your heart center. Stand up nice and tall. Good. Separate your feet about hips width apart. Find a little balance. Float your right leg off the floor. A lot, a little, doesn't matter. Flex the foot. Hug your left hip into the center. Exhale, float your right leg back. Step it into a crescent lunge. So a big step back, arms rise up overhead. Crescent lunge. So your back knee can be bent. Get your hips low. Lift your heart up. Ribs towards hips. Inhale. And exhale. Now as you take the next exhalation, so breathe here. Exhale. Hands come out. Legs straighten whatever amount. Turn your back foot on its side. Take your left hand on the thigh, shin, block. Right arm up for triangle pose. Stack your shoulders. Now we kind of refine it. So, right palm is facing away from your body, not towards you. Turn your shoulders torso. Keep your hips steady. Press firmly into your feet. Lift your knees up to protect. Inhale. And exhale, look down at your left toes. Inhale, use the strength of your right side to bring you up and reverse it. Pull your right hip towards your left hip. Out of your waistline. Inhale, rise back up. Turn yourself around. Turn your back foot around. And you're in a pyramid pose, but it's wider than we usually take. So all the same things we did on the floor a few moments ago. Lengthen your spine. And then fold over your left leg, head down, breathe. Inhale, rebend your front knee. Good, place your hands or blocks on the floor in front of you. Shift your weight to your left leg and float your right leg off the floor. Toes point down. My left knee is bent, but the knee is behind the ankle or on top of it. One more breath in a supported warrior 3. Exhale, feet together. Forward fold over your legs. Inhale, bring yourself to the top, standing. Your way, exhale, prayer to the heart center. Feet are about hips width apart. Send your weight to your right leg, left leg lifts. Balance, just hug the right hip in. This in and of itself is challenging. Bring your left leg behind you, hinge forward. Step back into your crescent lunge. So it's a wide step back, arms overhead. Bend the back knee as much as you'd like, shoulders down away from the ears. Once you get the level of the hips, then you can begin to straighten the back leg. Inhale, reach up, spread your fingers, open your heart. Inhale, hinge forward, begin to straighten your front leg. Good, hit arms by your hips. And then take your right hand on the inside, spin your left foot forward, open up to the left side triangle. And then let's just refine it. Right toes are forward, left toes are towards the left corner of your mat. Right arm is down on the thigh or the block, left arm is in the air. Knees are lifted, open your heart. Good, shoulders away from the ears. Find energy in the arms and the legs and the torso. Palm faces away from your body. Good. Let your head be either, bring your chin either to your left shoulder, gaze up, or towards your right shoulder, but not kind of hanging out in space. Look down at your right toes. Inhale, rise up, reverse this. Pull your left hip towards your right hip. Inhale, come up, spin around to the front of your mat. Turn your back hip forward, square your hips. Easier said than done, yeah? So the blocks maybe come back a little further. Inhale, and exhale, fold. I am who I am. Say, I am who I am, and that is that. Walk your hands forward, bend your front knee, and begin to shift into a right-legged, supported warrior three pose. Now, once you get your hips level and you decide this is a good place for me, maybe straighten your leg a little bit more, maybe not. Doesn't matter, because it's your body. Exhale, feet together, forward fold. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, pray to your heart center. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, float it back. Step back, crescent lunge, inhale. Exhale, straighten your front leg, turn your back foot. Inhale, open to your triangle. So we've visited before. Inhale, reverse this. Before we go back to our split, let's come back, bend your front knee. Left hand, inside, outside foot, shin or block, actually in front, and float your left leg up. Square your shoulders, so tuck the right shoulder over the left, tuck the left hip under the right, and then maybe the right arm floats up. Your right leg should be level with your hip. Spin your shoulders one on top of each other. So again, rotation opens the torso, and this one opens the hips as well. Find some peace and stability here. One more breath. Exhale, both hands to the floor. Turn your back hip forward. Remember, we just did this a little while ago. We're just taking it in a different sequence. So your hips are squared. You're in a supported warrior three. Then step your right leg back all the way. Straighten your left leg and fold. Pull the left hip back and the right hip forward. Use your blocks, use your hands, use your breath. Good. Take a breath here. Inhale, rebend your front knee, low lunge. Hands to the floor, left leg in the air, three-legged. Downward facing dog. Shoulders are squared, but the hips are open. And then place your foot on the floor, downward facing dog. Stay here, or shift into plank. Go through the vinyasa sequence, chaturangas, no chaturangas, extra chaturangas, upward dog, and downward facing dog. Inhale on your toes, bend your knees, look forward, take yourself to the top of the mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise to stand, bring your arms with you overhead. Exhale, bring the prayer to your heart. Settle in. Shift the weight to the right leg, left leg lifts. Exhale, float it back. You're just passing through warrior three as you step back into your low lunge. Inhale, arms up, crescent lunge. Exhale, hinge forward, straighten your front leg. Spin it around, left foot turns on its side, right arm comes down, left arm comes up. Warrior three, take a breath. Inhale, reverse your warrior, or your triangle, excuse me. Exhale, this time bend your front knee. Take your right hand in front or to the side on a block. You decide. Left hand is on your hip until you have the openness in both the shoulders and the hips. And then the left arm floats up, hug your right hip into the center. So just like we were standing a moment ago on one leg, the right hip hugs in firmly, so you've got that stability, it's your foundation. One more breath. Exhale, hand to the floor or blocks. Spin yourself forward. Left foot in line with your hip. Warrior three, drop your left hip down. Level out your pelvis. It's hard. It's hard to notice it. Good. One more breath. Now push back all the way with your left leg and straighten your right leg and fold. Breathe. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Long hamstring stretch. Trying to get our hamstrings long. Inhale, rebend your front knee. Step back to a three-legged downward dog. Open up your hip. Good. Take your feet onto the floor, downward dog. Choose to stay or take vinyasa. Come forward. So you always have the choice, right? You can add to it. You can take away from it. They're both right. They're all right. Inhale. Float your right leg in the air. Step it all the way through. Turn to your left side, have a block in the center. Fold your body in half. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, place your hands to your hips as you extend your spine. Rise up to standing. Good. Take your arms behind your back. Interlace your fingers, palms together, knuckles down. Extend your heart open. Eye gaze goes up. Again, more eye than neck. So lift out of your middle upper back here. Spread your shoulders open. And then exhale, fold over. Head down, arms up. And breathe. Take a moment. Settle in. Use the strap if your shoulders are feeling tight today. Right? Why not help ourselves out? Inhale, release your hands to your hips, flat back. Rise up to stand. Open your arms shoulder height. So your arms should be over your ankles, your heels. If your heels are in too close, start to turn them a little bit wider, or move them a little bit wider. Turn your right toes out. Turn your left toes in a bit. Bend your right knee, warrior two. Knee in line with your hip. Knee in line with your second, third toe. Using the outer hip muscles to help you here. So the knee tends to rock in for a lot of us, right? So just take even your own two little peace fingers on the inside of your thigh, not your knee necessarily, and just assist it open if that will give you a little bit more awareness. Now, if that causes any stress or pain, don't do it. Let your body be where it's got to be. Warrior two pose. Inhale. Exhale, sink a little bit lower. Pull your arms in two directions. So right arm pulls forward, left arm pulls back, shoulders are stacked. Left hip is slightly tucking under towards the front knee so that we're not hiking that left hip up like this, right? One more breath in your warrior two. It's a long time to hold your arms up. I know. Left arm down, right arm up. Exhale, take your right hand inside your right thigh. You can use your block now. Inside your right thigh, hand to the foot ankle block, even on top of your thigh. Left arm comes up. Same position with your lower body as warrior two. Exhale, bind your left arm behind you. Hold on to the inner thigh. Some of you might take a full bind here. Only take the full bind if you can open your top shoulder the same way it was with the half bind. right? If it starts to bring your left shoulder forward, just remove the bottom arm. One more breath. Good, straighten your front leg. Bound triangle pose. Spin your torso open. And then release your right arm down, left arm up, triangle pose. Look down at your right toes. Inhale, come back to the reverse warrior. So bend your front knee. Exhale, take your right hand on the outside of your right foot on a block. Left hand to your hip for a moment. Spin your shoulders on top of each other. Open your left hip, drop your right hip underneath you. And then take the left arm up and all the way up over your head. Side angle pose. Parsvottanasana. Breathe. Now, eye gaze is tricky here. Traditionally, you look at your left hand. You could look towards your left side. A lot of people tend to look back, but I don't feel that really comfortable on the neck. So find your place to gaze, your drishti. Take another breath. Good. Inhale. This time, release your left hand down. Square your hips, hands on floor or block. Straighten your front leg and step the back leg in a couple of feet closer. Set your weight so that the right heel is out underneath your right or in line with your right hip. Left is underneath the left hip. So you're not on a tightrope. Lengthen your spine, inhale. Exhale, fold on top of your right shin. Let's walk our hands forward today, even on blocks. So reach your arms forward and then pull your right hip back and your left hip forward. Relax the shoulders down away from the ears. Inhale. Exhale, fold a little deeper on your right shin. Good. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Walk the block back. Hand on the inside or outside. So first get your spine a little bit longer. So come back up into your fingertips. Hug your hips in. Left hand could be inside or outside of the right foot. Right hand moves to your sacrum as you lengthen your torso, turn it to the right, and then the right arm floats up. Maybe, maybe not. Hug your hips to the midline. Eye gaze goes up. Breathe in, breathe out. Nice, so you're in a twisted triangle pose. Your left hand, right leg is forward, left hand is inside, outside. One more breath, everybody. Exhale, let's fold over the right leg. Take your right block and move it over to the right side. Actually, let's go ahead and do this. Spin to the outer edge of your right and left foot and take your hands to that block on the right side. Oh, yeah. Knee can be bent straight, whatever your body's going for. Some of you might even take your right arm up and twist again. Bring it to your hip, get a little bit more. Good morning, IT bands. Not a happy morning in my household. One more breath. Come back to center, slowly. Bend your front knee, step your left leg back. Take your right leg in the air, three-legged dog, open it up, shake it out, let it go. Whew. Good one. And then find your feet on the floor, down dog. Inhale, forward plank. Stay or take your vinyasa. Upward and downward facing dogs. Feet together. Inhale, bring your left leg in the air. Exhale, step it through. Take a quarter turn to your right side. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bring your hands to your hips, rise up to stand. Release your arms behind you, interlace your fingers, one finger over. Knuckles down, chest lifts up. Exhale, forward fold. All the way down in between your two legs. Shift your weight forward into the balls of your feet. Hang your head down, shake out your neck, yes and no. Good, release your hands to the floor. Lengthen your spine, hands to your hips, rise up to standing. Open your arms out, shoulder height. Good. So again, your arms should be over your heels. If they're not, move your feet wider, because you can't shorten your arms. Turn your left toes to the left, right toes slightly to the right corner. Reach back with your right arm, forward with your left arm. Pull your right hip down so your pelvis is a little bit more level. And then bend your left knee. So again, take your 2 fingers on the inside of your left knee and just guide it in line with your hip. Don't force it. And if it doesn't want to go and it creates this dissension, don't do it. Pull back with your right hand, pull forward with your left, warrior 2. Your back foot is as firm as your front foot. So your big toe, little toe, press down firmly into the floor. If you press into the pinky side of your right foot, you'll lift your inner arches, but don't roll onto the pinky side. Just press into it. Find a little energy there. Extend your arms with energy. Focus on the breath. Focus on your gaze. Take another breath. Sink a little lower. Right arm down, left arm up. Pull your right hip towards your left knee. Stretch the side body nice and long. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Inhale, come up. Left hand on the inside on a block, or on the floor, or on your thigh gently. Right arm comes up. Right arm comes behind you. Open your torso. Stay there, or find a full bind. Breathe. So in your full bind, right shoulder stays as open as it did before. Good, now straighten your front leg, down triangle pose. Keep spinning your torso open. Keep hugging your hips tight. Inhale, release your left hand down on the floor block. Right arm up. Exhale, look down at your toes. Inhale, reverse warrior. So bend your front knee, drop your right arm down. Exhale, left hand on the outside of your left thigh or foot on a block, I like. Right arm up and over your head, palm down, and then spin your shoulder a little bit open. So the palm is down, then rotate from the shoulder and open your heart. Bend your left knee a lot. So there's a lot of work going on in the legs, I know. Spin your torso open. If this is just not happening, put your hand on your thigh, it's fine. Breathe in, breathe out. Yeah, if you have shoulder issues, put your hand on your hip. One more breath. Good. Exhale, right hand down on the floor blocks. Spin your back hip forward, straighten your front leg, and now just bring your right foot a couple of feet forward, maybe just inches. Level out your hips. So if you have a camera in front of you, it's like your mirror. So look in your camera for your mirror. Lengthen your spine. By the way, what you see on your camera is what I see. So if I only see your sky, your ceiling, that's what, if that's what you see, that's what I see. Inhale. And exhale. Coming back halfway up. Good. Pull the right hip level to the left hip. Bring your left hand on your sacrum, lengthen. And then rotate. Decide if your hand's going to stay on the inside or go on the outside of your left foot. Towards the ankle, towards the calf, not towards the toes. Shift your torso open, and then perhaps the left arm comes up. Big toe, little toe again. Firmly grounding your feet into the floor. Inhale. And exhale. One more big breath, everybody. Find a little bit more space. And then as you exhale, release your hands. Fold over your left leg. Bring your left block over to the left side. And then spin to the outer edges of both feet, turning towards your left side. And then we'll bring our hands to the block or the floor outside the left leg. Maybe, maybe great for you, maybe not such a happy place. Inhale, breath. Exhale, let it go. And then come on back to center. Bend your front knee. Good. Three-legged dog, shake it out. Let it go. When you're ready, downward dog. Inhale, shift to plank. Chaturanga. Upward dog. Downward dog. Inhale on your toes, bend your knees, look forward. Bring yourself to the top of your mat, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, rise up to stand. Bring your hands to your heart center. Exhale, arms by your side. Hanging a little bit longer, guys. Weighting the left leg, right leg lifts. Bring your hands to prayer. Float your right leg back this time. Pause in warrior three, leveling out your hips. Turn your toes down. Head in line with your foot. Bend your left knee enough. Take your right hand to the floor block in front of you. Left hand to your hip. Rotate your torso to the left. And then the left arm comes up. And then again, you decide, am I going to straighten my left leg a bit, a lot, at all? Twisted half moon pose. Possibly, to me, one of the hardest poses in yoga. Take your mat and go, BT, I see you. Stay with us if you can. Take another breath. Good. Exhale, bring your left hand down. Stretch your right leg in the air. Fold your body in half. There you go. Push down firmly through your left leg. And exhale your feet together on the floor. Separate your feet, grab opposite elbows, just hang. Hang your upper body heavy. Switch the arms. Good. Release your arms to your hips. Inhale, rise up to stand. Arms by your side. Inhale, bring your weight to your right, left leg, right leg, left leg. Which leg is it? Left leg comes up. Hands to prayer. Hang it back. Hips level. Take your time. Bend your knee as much as you need to. Square your hips. And then take your left hand to the floor block, right hand to your hip. Keep that same length. Keep everything long. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. Then rotate to the right. Stack shoulders. Perhaps the right arm will float with you. Hug your right hip to the center. This is a hard pose. I'm not going to say it's easy. It's not my favorite pose. It gets you where you're going. Good. Stay long. Stay focused. Stay with your breath. One more breath. Find a little bit more space. Exhale, fold. Hands on the floor block. Left leg high on the side. Standing splits. Any amount. So work on hugging the right hip to the center, but work on straightening the left leg and lifting it wherever it goes. Exhale, feet together on the floor. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, bend your knees. Good. Sit down. Take your hands to your thighs. Hands out in front of you. Lower your heels. Take your hands around your heels, your shins, and fold in half. My block happens to be under my knees, but I like it that way. Now, some of you might just choose to stay upright with your hands behind your back. Right? Or fold. One more big breath here. Don't get hung up on your pose, on what you think you look like. If you can adjust your camera so I can see the floor next to you, maybe. E.T. Can, I think I can see you. Take another breath in your forward fold. And then inhale, bring yourself up to standing or sitting. Lean back this time. Sit back. Shake out your legs in front of you. Rock and roll. Good. Swing your legs around to the side. Come onto your hands and knees. So you know, Thanksgiving, 3 sets. Come to your forearms. We'll start in dolphin pose. So palms down. Tuck your toes underneath you. Lift your hips up in the air. Walk your feet so your shoulders are under your shoulders are on top of your elbows. As high up as you can. Bring your feet a little closer and stretch your right leg in the air. Anybody who has an arm balance from here or a forearm balance from here, you can start to kick up. Bring your left heel towards your right butt or towards your butt cheek. Or just hold in silence, in stillness, for a few breaths. Lower the right leg. Adjust yourself, take your left leg up. If you want to start a little kicking, you kick the left leg up and kick the right heel towards your buttocks. And you might or might not take flight, don't worry about it. If your leg is in the air, come down. Walk your feet back so you're in a forearm plank, shoulders over elbows. Turn to your right side. Left hand on your hip, knee can be down, and start to dip your hips. Little hip dips. I know you appreciate me putting these into the class. My people who are doing the plank challenge, the rest of you are not appreciating this very much, I'm sure. But know you're getting stronger. Third set, final set. Come back to center plank on your forearms. Shift to your left side. Bring your left knee down if you'd like. And little hip dips. Good. Strengthening the side body, hips, core. Yeah, I might include the shoulders in there. Anything you're doing is good. You can even be on your knee, extending your hips out. And this last one, for our plank, shift forward. Once again, Sphinx. Lift your chest up. Good. Keep your left arm down, bend your right leg, flex the foot. Grab a hold of the foot ankle, or some of you can take your fingers forward. Now, notice that for me, as I did that, my right hip lifted. Now I turn it down. So you can hold on to the foot in any position that works for you. One more breath. Release it, let it go. Take it to the other side. Bend your left knee. So once we bend the knee, we're still pretty level in our hips. And then I tell you to grab it with your foot, with your hand. And so we probably have lifted up off the left hip. So take whatever you're holding on to, whichever way, and then bring your hips squared. And as you do that, try not to let the left leg float out to the side. Try to bring it back to center. Breathe in. Yeah, Laura, you just go into camel or something. We'll be done in a second. And then gently release it. Push back to your heels. Bring your arms by your side, palms up. Child's pose. Chin to chest, roll up slowly. Send your legs around to the side. I'm going to just adjust my mat a little bit. Okay. So, come towards the front edge of your mat so that when you come down on your back, your head is on your mat. Chin to chest around your spine and roll down all the way. As you come down to the floor, bring your heels closer to your buttocks. Tilt your pelvis, lift your hips up. You can take a block and support yourself for a more restorative version of this bridge. Walk your shoulders underneath you, grab your hands together or a towel. Reach your fingers energetically towards your heels energetically towards your fingers. Breathe in, breathe out. Lining up your knees in line with your hips. Push down firmly through your foot. Breathe in, out. One more breath. Release the arms in upper, mid, lower back to the floor. Let your knees come together. We've got one more version of this pose, so you can take it on the block, you can take the full bridge, or take a full wheel. Line up your heels with your hips, tilt your pelvis, lift yourself up to whatever degree you're going. If you're going to your wheel, hands come by your shoulders, fingers point in. Come lightly to the top of your head first, then push down with your hands and feet, and lift up. Open up your heart. Good. Stay for, 5-8 breaths in whatever variation you're in. When you're ready to come down, top of the head, upper mid, lower back to the floor. Bring your knees to your chest. Rock on your spine. Open your arms to a T. Shift your hips right. Let your knees fall to the left. Twist. Inhale through center. Exhale, hips left, knees fall right. Twist. Inhale to center. Big hug of your legs, head and shoulders lift. Take a full breath in here. And as you empty your breath, extend your legs, reach your arms out to the side. Allow your body to completely surrender into the earth energy. Supported by your mat, let go. Scan your body for any points of tension that remain and allow your body to completely surrender. If there's any pose you need to take before you get into your Shavasana, go ahead and take it. Melt yourself into the mat. Allow your thoughts to be distant. Let go. So if you have the opportunity to stay longer, turn off the sound. And just stay on your mat until you are ready to come back. And the rest of us just start to deepen your breath, move your fingers, wrists, ankles, toes. And bring yourself onto either side. And gently roll yourself up to a comfortable seated position. Take your hands to your heart center, tuck your chin down, bowing to yourselves with a gratitude moment for showing up. And then bow to each other and honor each other for the light, the peace, the goodness, the love, the beauty within. Namaste, Satnam, go in peace. If you're home, stay fit, stay healthy, and give fast.